in terms of this World Cup in itself, now it was Gianni Infantino who said it, and even before this game he said it, so you can take that with a pinch of salt too. We definitely know this is the best World Cup final game we've ever seen. He says it was the best World Cup ever. Does anybody disagree with that? Or are we sick of people also saying, like, this has to be the best, it's better than this? Is it like, are we always comparing everything, does it seem?
It's amazing that he picks the World Cup that he's presiding over as the best. Isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing that, well, hey, it is my FIFA that is organizing this World Cup and that brought it here to Qatar. And of course, it is the best ever. Come on, Gianni. Come on. We started the World Cup with you telling us how you feel. All right? I don't want to hear about how you feel anymore, Gianni Infantino. Get out of here. This is the best World Cup, it's not because it's your World Cup. It has to do with the storylines coming into this final. I will submit this is the best World Cup final I've ever seen.
Yeah, best World Cup final for sure. Messi officially Golden Ball winner, player of the tournament after this. Feels as though it's a worthy winner as well in Argentina, Mark Ogden. Just to take it back full circle, let's remember the route that they've had there. We've seen Scaloni have to make changes to this side. We've seen that they lost that first game to Saudi Arabia and then coming back and getting the mentality right again, making some big decisions when it came to calls of who would play, who he would pull out. Obviously, Lautaro Martinez, one of those players early on. And then we get to see a lot more from Julian Alvarez as well. So we've seen a lot of that too. Does it feel at the end of all of this and with the final that we saw that they are more than worthy of this World Cup win? Mark Ogden might have...
he's frozen in time.
He's frozen there. What would you say, Luis? What would be your thoughts to that?
Well, I mean, I think it's important to remember that, just like Alice said, you know, there's been so much controversy in terms of getting this World Cup to where it is. Let's not forget Gianni Infantino lives in Qatar, right? So like he's going to say what he's going to say. I think that we need to remember this World Cup as, you know, for both the good and the bad. Obviously, the fact that it was in the winter, or at least our, you know, our side of the world's winter or the fall, etc., has created so much more of a controversy as well. You know, obviously the human rights issue, and you know, you can't escape that. You can't take it away. The fact that it wasn't, you know, as opposed to the fact that when we have it in two countries or one country, it's more geographically separated. So this has been a very intriguing World Cup. And also there were massive moments in the group stages where we were like, you know, there's not that much going on, a lot of disappointment, and it took a little bit for them to get going. I think there's a romanticism just because of like, finally, I know that Ali and I have said this, obviously selfishly, we've wanted a South America to come back and win this, but I would say that this wrapping up this World Cup signifies itself as one that, historically speaking, we can remember for being great and for having a lot of controversy. But let's not take anything away from what we just witnessed today, which was a remarkable match. Incredible stuff. Just like John Keats said, a thing of beauty is a joy forever. And I think we're going to remember this today.
Yeah, Mark Ogden's decided to join the party again. Mark, worthy winners, Argentina.
Definitely. Absolutely. I think, you know, like I said, they've come through it the hard way. They've had some difficult moments. I think at times they've got there, you know, despite Scaloni rather than because of. I think, you know, some of his selections have confused people a little bit. I think he's kind of stumbled on formations. I was surprised, for instance, that he didn't play Lisandro Martinez today. I think he's been one of their best defenders, but, you know, he got it right. Whatever way he sliced it, he got it right. They won the World Cup, so you can't criticise Scaloni. One thing that I hope that comes out of this is that FIFA, Infantino, you know, who we're all sick of, never mind sick of his comparisons, we're sick of him. I just hope that he looks at the impact Argentina have had on the pitch and off the pitch. The fans have been amazing. Brazilian fans have been amazing. Give the 2030 World Cup to South America. Stop this nonsense about, you know, maybe going to Saudi Arabia or going somewhere else. It's a Centennial World Cup, 2030. These fans have travelled in absolute thousands to the Middle East. They travelled in thousands to Russia. It's time to pay them back and give the World Cup to a region that really, really lives for football. Give the World Cup in 2030 to Argentina and Uruguay and Chile if they want to join as well. But let's go back to a proper football nation. And I think that's what the Argentina fans have kind of pushed the course for that this time. They've been amazing. So that would be my, hopefully, legacy of this, that South America gets a World Cup on the back of Argentina winning it.
Yeah, I think Ali Moreno might be behind that as well.
You think? Yeah, I say so. Hey, Mark, good shout out. Yes, I agree with you, Mark. Yes, indeed. And to that point, if for those of us that were able to cover the 2014 World Cup in Brazil, if you happen to be based out of Rio, you would remember that as Argentina was advancing in the tournament, Rio was no longer Brazilian. Rio de Janeiro became Argentinian. And that's what they do. And that's an obvious short trip for Argentina to get to Brazil and do that. But it's not a short trip to get to Qatar. And they managed to be able to do that again. The fact that they follow this team and the manner in which they do, and with the passion, it also tells you the amount of pressure that was on this player. It also tells you the amount of pressure, while he may admit it or not, that was indeed on Lionel Messi. And to the point of pressure, if I'm able to circle back here to the game for a second, instead of the big picture, I'm going to go with the micro. Lionel Messi, in a moment of pressure, he's still doing the slow run-up, staring at the goalkeeper and saying, I'm going to hold my nerve. You're not. I'm the big timer. You're not. You're going to dive out of the way. I will find the other side. Do you know how difficult that is with all that expectation, with all the hopes of a nation on your shoulders, that everybody in the world is looking at you, and that you are able to handle the moment with the greatness that Lionel Messi did? That's something special. And it just goes back to that now relationship that exists between the Argentina fan and Lionel Messi that wasn't there before. This took some building. This took some doing. This took some winning, and winning hearts, and how difficult it is to win hearts. Lionel Messi has done that and more, and this Argentina team deserved to win this World Cup.
Gorgeous picture there, Lionel Messi with the World Cup, the long-awaited World Cup, the last one that he needed to add to his collection. Luis, 2026, the World Cup is going to be Mexico, Canada, and US. I know it's very early, but why not? Early predictions for who's going to win it all in 26. And obviously, there are more teams in it this time around as well.
Oh, my God. You've given me an early prediction to who's going to win 2026. All right. Well, look, I think it has to be Brazil now. Surely I'm going to get it right once out of a blue moon. I don't know. It's going to be difficult to predict, okay, because of what you just said. An expanded World Cup is very tricky to get. Will England finally make it happen now that Gareth Southgate is staying? Augie, of course, is probably shaking his head proverbially, even at least. Well, will France resuscitate themselves again? Because this is not an old French team as well. How about the Germans as well? Will they have learned their mistakes from this past World Cup? Will South America rejoice again with Argentina, because it will be a different Argentina, of course? Or like I said, will Brazil make it happen? I just hope that Peru is there. I just hope that Venezuela is there. I just hope that we get a big, big celebration. I think that's my main thing. No, I'm not saying USMNT.
Thank you very much for watching ESPN FC on YouTube. For more highlights, analysis, and exclusive content, be sure to subscribe.